Today we're going to be taking a look at the Instagram reality subreddit. For those who don't know, by the way, hi, I'm Jessica. I'm a photographer, graphic designer. I'm really good at Mario Kart. But basically, I've been using programs such as Photoshop since I was 13 years old. I'm very familiar with image editing programs. I'm familiar with photo manipulation. So I have a lot of experience in that, and I thought it could be interesting to give you my opinion, my perspective on this subreddit, where they basically show a sometimes overly retouched and photoshopped photo, and then right next to it they'll show you the reality of the photo. That could be behind the scenes, that could be a paparazzi picture where it basically doesn't even look like the photoshopped picture. So I thought we would look through this together, and I'll tell you what I think. I really want to focus on the photography, lighting, angles, all that stuff. So if you're looking for a roast video, this ain't the one. Okay, I'm just saying. Wait, what? The only photos she posts anymore are pictures of models with her face photoshopped in instead? Oh my god. Okay. Let's take a look at this one, because I'm very experienced with photo manipulation. So basically taking parts of a picture, merging them into one. I guess she took a photo of the girl on the left and then photoshopped her face onto it. You can see there's like a random shadow here. Her eyes are definitely photoshopped to be brighter. And then you can tell the whites of her eyes are also photoshopped. Right here you can see that it's really blurry. When things start to get blurry, you know there was touching up done to it, because you're basically moving pixels, which causes them to blur. I mean, in the original photo you can see, you know, the definition, the lines, all of that. And then in this photo right here, there's just so much blurriness. And also right here you can kind of see where it was pasted on. And then right here, such a giveaway that there's definitely a lot of Photoshop that happened right here. And then right here you can even see where the original chin from the photo is, and then where some masking, you know, is happening right there. Sometimes people will try to disguise their retouching by adding filters over it, lens flares. That's one thing that I notice as an image editor. So someone says there's a lot going on here, post versus tagged photo. I just have to say, her tagged photo, she's gorgeous, beautiful. This could easily be a case of a bad angle, to be honest with you, because she still looks the same. Like, to me, I feel like when we take photos at certain angles, it accentuates certain features. So this photo, the photo on the right, she's pretty much caught off guard. It looks like she's at a press event. So she could have easily just went from, like, you know, that to then she's taking like a photo with some nice light on her iPhone. So I actually don't feel like this one is too far off. I feel like she looks very similar. I will say though, the left photo, the skin completely blurred here. You can even see right here some remnants of the blurriness kind of spilling over to, you know, the floor, some of the ground. She definitely added like a whole different makeup look. The makeup here versus the makeup in this press photo, very much different. So if I were to guess, she probably took this into like a mobile app and added like a makeup look, and probably blurred out her skin or softened it up just a little bit. You can still see some imperfections here, like she has a blemish right here, this area under her mouth. You can still see some lines, a little bit of texture. Her nose bridge looks like she didn't go over that. We can still see the lines like near her nose here. So I feel like, yes, she did blur out and edit this photo, but it wasn't anything crazy. Dead giveaways for me are the neck. When you're not seeing any lines or texture in the neck, you know it was definitely photoshopped, retouched, because no one's neck is that smooth, you know. I really feel like she does look the same. I know some people may disagree, but it really is all about the angles. Like, I've had pictures where I don't look good at all, and then I just kind of like angle my face in a certain way, like something like this versus something like that. I don't know, you know what I mean? So it is all about the angles to some degree. This photo I've seen all around. It's of Kylie Jenner. The right, I believe, was a paparazzi photo. The left is a campaign photo. Let's look at the left photo, shall we? So this is 1000% retouched. Very, very professionally retouched. This is dodge and burn right here. We're talking someone with years and years of retouching experience to go pixel by pixel and retouch her skin, make it look poreless, make it look perfect. Her hair, 1000% was retouched. No one's hair looks like this. No one's hair is this shiny. This right here, so you guys see this shine right here? Most likely added into Photoshop. No one's hair is that shiny and that consistent. They could have taken a gradient, you know, and then overlaid it on top of the hair and masked it out. They could have taken a brush and went over it, like a white brush, set it to soft light overlay to go over the hair. They probably darkened up this area right here to make the highlight pop out a little bit more. They definitely popped out this highlight on her cheek, right here on her nose. The eyes were also retouched. I mean, do you guys see any veins in the whites of her eyes? You don't see anything. Even, that's the cleanest looking eyeball I've ever seen, to be honest with you. The neck, you don't see any lines there. I will tell you though, this is a great, great retouch. I mean, very clean, very professional looking. So just know the image to the left was heavily retouched. At the very least, this hairline is cleaned up. It's so straight, so perfect. Her eyebrows were also cleaned up. This whole image is pretty much retouched. They leave in small areas to make you think like, oh no, it wasn't really that retouched. For instance, this area near the nose, that crease right there, like when you smile, right here, they left some of it right here to be like, oh yeah, we didn't, Photoshop this for 100 hours so that it can look a little bit more realistic, but it definitely was retouched. I can appreciate a really good retouch. I think, again, it was well done, but I mean, acknowledge the fact that this is not a realistic image of somebody. It was taken and edited for a campaign. So always keep that in mind when you're seeing images like that. Do not compare yourself to an image like you see on the left. We've got another photo here. Image on the right is someone took a picture with an iPhone, probably caught him off guard, and then the image to the left looks like a very much photoshopped, edited photo, professional looking photo. So let's take a look at the photo on the left. I mean, you can see there was definitely some cleaning up in the skin. The eyes, again, eyes are a dead giveaway to me as to how much the image was retouched. No one's eyes are that bright, okay? I wish, okay? Look at, do you guys even see mine? Do I gotta open them a little bit more? Somebody went in on a curves layer, and then brightened up just the inside of the eye right here. They probably went in with a little bit of a brush and popped the eyes out. And you can see in the eyes, there's a little circle. So that is gonna tell you how big the light source is. So basically, if you're in a studio, you're gonna have a catch light from the light source, which will tell you how the photo was taken, or at least allude to how it was taken. For me as a photographer, when I'm looking at a retouched photo and I really like it, I'll usually look at, okay, the catch lights to kind of guess how it was taken so that I can redo it. So I'm always looking at the catch lights. Also, the under eye area, super clean, a little too clean. Hairline's looking a little bit too perfect. Do you even see a single hair out of place? Look at, literally use me for comparison. Look at this. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see this? So if you're looking at something and it's looking a little bit too perfect, that's because it's Photoshop, okay? Do you guys notice something? Do you guys notice something in this photo? Let me give you a second. What do you notice about this right away? How will we know that this is retouched? The neck. Look at the neck. Somebody spent all that time brightening up the eyes, but you forgot the neck. The neck kind of gives it away. This is the original texture. This is even just the original tone of the skin. Compare the neck to the forehead. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on. I don't know who this is, but she's gorgeous. Beautiful girl. Let's take a look. The left photo looks like it was a selfie, and then she took it maybe into a mobile app, just did a little bit of skin smoothing. She has some nice window light. Photo on the right, probably It's like she's inside her house, and yeah, they took a photo. You may look at this and be like, oh, she looks like a totally different person. To me, honestly, she still looks pretty accurate. I mean, her nose looks the same. Really feel like the lighting is not comparable in these two. Now, when you have something like, it looks like this is overhead lighting because you're seeing a highlight on her nose and then the top of her forehead. So, and that light is just not flattering to anyone. I mean, when I take a photo in overhead lighting, so that means like, those lights in the ceiling that just come down, I look like Shrek, okay? I look so ugly. So that type of light, not flattering. The photo to the left, you're seeing most likely taken with a nice window directly in front of her. That's my favorite type of light, very natural looking. If you zoom into her eyes too, you can even see it kind of looks like a window. You see that little, I know I'm such a loser. This is all I do. This is my whole job, is to pay attention to lighting and catch lights and stuff. So I definitely notice things like this. And right here in her left eye, you can see that it's like little rectangles basically. So that would tell me that there's a window there. I will say though, it looks like she overlined her lips and then pushed it out using maybe a warp tool in a mobile app. It definitely looks like her lips have been modified just a little bit. Her nose, honestly, I don't feel like I can't, here's the thing, I can't say with 100% certainty, oh yeah, she edited her face, she pushed in her jaw. It's very hard to say that unless it's totally obvious to me. But right here, looking at this, the shape looks the same. I will say though, she did go in and blur the skin out. It's very obvious. Again, the neck looking a little bit too smooth. Those smooth necks will get you every time. Yeah, definitely see some retouching here, but not too much. You can see there was like a stray hair right here. Could she have lifted up her eyebrows easily using the warp tool and, made her nose a little bit smaller? Yeah, but again, I can't say 1000% for sure. But I can say there was definitely skin blurring. She enhanced her eyes using a brighten tool. Even the whites of her eyes are unnatural. She was still a very gorgeous girl. So yeah, those are just some things that I noticed. This one says Instagram versus fan page post. Okay. We have another one of Khloe Kardashian. First glance, I feel like the image on the left, maybe the face was made to be slimmer. Again, that's purely speculation, just my personal opinion. I don't know for sure. That's one of the things, again, that I have to reiterate. I can't 1000% tell if somebody like made their nose smaller or changed their face shape. That would be really hard to tell unless we had an unretouched photo. So just judging this, my first inclination is to think, okay, maybe she, brought in her cheeks a little bit, which could easily have been done because she's shooting against a plain background. Plain backgrounds are the perfect backdrops to use when you want to, make adjustments to your body, to your face, because those types of retouches won't show. Whereas when you're shooting against a patterned backdrop or something with texture or a lot of lines, it's more noticeable. I mean, just look at the neck. Do you see a single line there? Do you see any texture? That's how you know it was retouch. I'm telling you guys. Again, look at my neck for reference. The photo on the left, I would guess it was taken with like a strip softbox, so like a smaller rectangle, because her body is well lit from head to toe, so that tells me it was a larger light source. I mean, or it could have just been a very large window that she's standing near, but this type of light looks, it's kind of giving me like a studio vibe. What do you photographers think? Was this taken with maybe like just a giant window next to her, or was it taken with a strobe light? What do you guys think? Like, it wouldn't be crazy to say like, oh, she has a 20 studio lights set up at her house. Like, if I was her, I would probably do the same thing, So her skin definitely smoothed out. Even photos like this are retouched, you guys. She looks super cute in the photo on the right, I think. She looks great. Most of the photos I see of the Kardashians and the Jenners are very much retouched and curated. So just remember that when you see a picture of them on Instagram or on the Explore page. No, Darcy. Darcy. Okay, I just have to say I really like Darcy actually. I watched her on 90 Day Fiancé. Is this real? Is this like I'm so confused. Did Darcy post the picture to the left? Okay, I mean, look. It looks like a totally different person between the two. You can clearly tell. I mean, her face is so saturated, and that's due to the editing. So when you're editing and you're brightening, it saturates all the tones. So you're seeing something like on the right, you have the natural skin tone. When you're again brightening, you're brightening, but you're also saturating. So it's looking like orange and super bright. They probably took this into some kind of app and just chose a face for her to be. It doesn't even, I feel like this is so blatantly obvious. I don't know if she did post it. Plus you can see her hand doesn't match her face. The eyes don't even look real. It looks more like a digital painting in my opinion. There's no under eye area. It just looks so super edited, lots of filters. And it's interesting because it seems to just be applied to Darcy's face. I mean, it looks a little bit more natural. Like, yes, there was retouching and editing done, but it was very subtle. Like, they probably just cleaned up over here. But why? I don't know if this is this real? Did she really post it? Look, I really like Darcy. I love her personality. She's a Libra. I want to let you guys know I think she looks gorgeous in this right photo. All right, so we have a photo, again, of Kylie Jenner. To the left, paid paparazzi photo. To the right, an unpaid paparazzi photo. You may not agree with me, but I really feel like even in the right photo, she still kind of looks the same as she does in the left photo. And let me just tell you why. Now, what I'm not saying is that the photo on the left isn't retouched. It definitely is. There's retouching done. To what degree? I don't know. I don't know if there was like manipulation done to her face, her body. I really can't tell that kind of stuff. But I will tell you, again, as a photographer, the thing that I notice with these comparisons is that you're showing photos taken with different types of lighting. As a photographer, I look at the lighting. And in this comparison, the lighting is different for sure. The photo on the left, you have more of a direct flash, direct light on Kylie, whereas the photo on the right, it looks like really terrible, like overhead lighting that is so unflattering to literally anybody. You put me in this type of lighting, I'm looking like a troll. Like, get the security to get me out of this event. It's not happening. I'm not getting in with this overhead lighting. The lines are less noticeable, like over here versus here. You're not seeing those lines anymore. Whereas if I go back, and again, you know what? This could go back to the lighting too, because different types of lighting accentuates different types of lines on the face. If you have something like overhead lighting, you're going to see more of these lines, and you can tell where the light is kind of hitting based on these shadows, like the shadow under her nose right here, this shadow, the shadow under her lip. That's going to tell you where the light source was placed. It gives you a better idea. And also, you zoom in here, her eye, it even shows you up above is where that light was placed. You can see the light is right there. Versus here, it's kind of pointed more directly at her. When you have direct light, it's the prettiest type of light. You're going to look so good in this type of light because it's not accentuating any one feature. It's just kind of like brightening up everything. Versus a photo like this where, you know, it's casting shadows, and those shadows are revealing certain lines because the light is falling on different parts of the face. So again, not saying that she doesn't retouch, manipulate her photos. I'm not saying that, you know, she looks like the photo on the left all the time. Not saying any of that. I'm just saying the comparison, it's not a good comparison because the light is so different. I look at pictures all the time, so she doesn't look like a completely different person. But it's nice to see people in less than perfect lighting. The photo on the left is not realistic. Do not compare yourself to this. This one was definitely retouched. You don't see any lines, like all these little lines are gone. They've been smoothed out. Even this area right here, you can tell has been smoothed out. You can see some of the real skin texture on the outskirts of the necklace here. Right there, you see? That's some of the texture coming through, and then the rest of it is just blurred out. Totally blurred, totally smoothed out right here. You see the edge of her nose right there? Smoothed out as well. So next time you see a picture that's looking a little bit too perfect, don't forget, Photoshop was invited to that party.